Previously on Way Better Than Fingers.
Well, there's certainly nothing wrong with our engines, so you're not getting away with that.
Engines offline.
What?
How the hell did he manage that? They didn't come near our ship.
Single and multiple dimension engines are a little more complicated than that.
Meaning what?
Turning a wrench isn't the only way to throw a wrench into the works.
You mean we're stranded?
It would appear so. Gotta run. Hugs and kisses and all. Oh, and give my love to the Intergalactic Police. They should be here any minute. Ta-ta!
He just warped out of here, and he wasn't kidding. I see a whole lot of IGP cruisers heading straight at us.
Fred? John? What are you waiting for? Get us out of here!
Get us out of here? Using what? Do you want me to stick some paddles out the window and start rowing? Both engines are completely shut down. Fred, what do your readings say?
It looks like the SDE's diagnostic system is trying to read me a bedtime story. Not only did they give our systems a virus, apparently it's one with a sense of humor.
A bedtime story?
So how does it end? Do the good guys win?
You people clearly never read many fables as children.
You mean fables are bad?
I remember witches roasting children in ovens, so yeah, I'm gonna go with bad.
So you're saying that our engines aren't going to have a happy ending?
I'm saying they've already reached the ending, and they're not too happy about it. I can't make any sense at all out of this mess.
Well, at least the rest of the systems are still working. Navigator, are those IGP ships getting any closer to us?
They seem to be more concerned about fighting off all the pirate ships. They're pouring out of that asteroid from every nook and cranny that you could hide a ship in.
You can hide a pirate ship in nooks and crannies? I thought they were small. I mean, I've never actually seen a nook before, or even a cranny, but I always thought they were something small enough to fit inside a house. I mean, how could they be big enough to hide a pirate ship? But this is a house, and it's a pirate ship. Does that mean we have nooks and crannies too?
Oh, for the love of...
Yeah, those IGP guys must feel like they've kicked a hornet's nest. There must be 300 pirate ships out there. I don't know why the IGP cruisers don't make a run for it.
And can you believe it? Hundreds of pirate ships out there, and apparently they're just ignoring Jocks. Look, her ship is way over there, and there's not a pirate ship anywhere near her.
It might have something to do with the fact that she's not shooting at anyone. Gunfire usually puts you at the top of someone's things-to-do list, but she's just sitting there.
You mean drifting there? She's dead in the water.
Just like us! Listen, it's not that I don't enjoy a lively party, but I think sticking around here is a decidedly bad idea. Can't you do anything with those engines?
I could try whacking them with a stick. It's about the only thing I haven't tried yet. We're not going anywhere.
Well, at least there's some justice in the universe.
What do you mean?
Look, see? That IGP cruiser is boarding Jimmy's ship. I guess we know where he'll be spending the next 15 to 20 years.
Serves him right, traitor.
Someone's finally noticed Jocks. Sadly, it's an IGP cruiser and not a pirate. Nope. Wait, that's not a cruiser. That's a tow ship. Hey, no fair! How come she gets a lift and we're stuck here?
Another tow ship just grabbed Jimmy's ship and took off. The cruiser that boarded him just warped out of here as well.
Yeah, same with Jocks' tow ship. And look, IGP cruisers are disappearing all over the place. I guess they've had enough fun for one day.
So now what? We're just stuck here?
Did you at least fix the bathrooms?
Intergalactic Police, please hold.
Jaywalking? Are you kidding me? Jaywalking? I'm being arrested for crossing the street the wrong way? Okay. So maybe I stole that mechanized walker assault vehicle from the local army base. But jaywalking? No way. I waited until the light was green before I crossed. You can check your traffic cameras. Hey, let go of me. Hey.
Intergalactic Police, please hold. Intergalactic Police, please hold. Intergalactic Industrial Vending Machine? Yes, I've been waiting for you to return my call. What do you mean that's not covered under warranty? That snack machine wasn't a machine, it was alive. How do I know? It ate our desk sergeant. Oh, Oh, I see. Okay. Well, I still think your catalogue should make a better distinction between snack machine and snacking machines. And we'll be taking our business elsewhere. Intergalactic Police, please hold. Intergalactic Police, please hold.
And that brings us back to the present. All your stories still don't explain why we just caught you at a known pirate hangout with a shipload of stolen and illegal cargo. Give it up, Albie. We've got you cold this time.
Okay, I'll admit, some of the cargo on my ship might not adhere to the strictest interpretation of free commerce.
No kidding.
And it's true that I've been a bit careless with some of my paperwork.
Actually, I thought the forgeries were some of the best I've seen.
Thanks, Merc. Nice to be appreciated. But listen, I think I know how this can work out to everyone's advantage.
Meaning you want to cut a deal, right?
I'm a merchant. Dealing is what I do.
Fair enough. Let's hear it. After nearly getting my tail fin shot off at Tangerman Bay, I could use a little entertainment.
Exactly. I mean, that's really the point, isn't it? Why exactly were you there in the first place? You certainly wouldn't risk your neck for an insignificant player like me. You were there for Zynga G, right?
And he got away. Again. But we got you, so it's not a total loss.
Wasn't this raid your idea to begin with? And you lost how many IGP cruisers in that little fiasco? Yeah, your boss is going to be really impressed that you went to that much trouble and all you have to show for it is a small-time smuggler. Oh, I mean, cargo merchant. Face it, Merc, you need Zynga or you're going to be demoted to an intergalactic traffic cop.
You're not wrong.
Hey, don't look so glum, Merc. I've got just what you need.
And what's that?
I know where Zynga's going, when he'll get there, and what he's up to in the first place. I set you up to catch him, you get out of this mess without losing your pension, and I get a free pass. I think that's a pretty fair trade, don't you?
It's not that I don't trust you, Albie. But earlier today, you and Zynga were in the middle of some pretty shady business that probably would have made you a boatload of money if we hadn't shown up.
True enough.
So what, you're gonna turn on your partner just like that? Call me a skeptic, but that's a little hard to believe. You pirates may be dishonest, but you're not stupid. Rat out one of your own and no one's gonna do business with you ever again.
I think you have a slightly idealistic vision of the pirate trade. The only thing those guys care about is money. They're not too particular about the details, let alone someone's character references. I'll be fine. Besides, there's one thing you haven't considered.
And what's that?
Why do you think you caught me in the first place? That no-good Zynga sabotaged my engines. Sure, if we can talk off the record for a minute, yeah, we were doing business, and yeah, it was going to be highly profitable, but instead of paying me, he disables my engines, leaves me to be arrested, and then skips out of the galaxy with the goods that I brought him in the first place. Turn on him, I'll serve him to you on a silver platter.
And what were you bringing him anyway, off the record?
A dimensional engine. And believe me, I went to a fair amount of trouble to get it in the first place.
Yeah, that matches up with what we've heard. Okay, Albie. I know you're being straight with me, so sure. You hand me Zynga and get me out of this mess, and I may accidentally misplace the paperwork on your arrest. Deal?
Deal.
So what's he up to?
Honestly, have you not been paying attention this entire time? He's headed to Earth to find the Slipper Tech people. I told you they were up to no good.
I'm listening.
Intergalactic Police, please hold. Intergalactic Police, please hold. Intergalactic... Tri-Galaxy towing? Yes, sir. You can just leave it in the main parking lot. No, sir. No need to take it to the impound area in this case. Yes, sir. I understand you charge the same either way. And, sir, I'm not sure if you've ever heard of Joxawana Joe, but I encourage you to avoid scratching the paint. That artistic paint job on the left side? No, sir, that's not paint. It's what's left of the last person who dinged her ship. Hey, Merc, Jox's ship will be in the parking lot in 5.
Thanks, Trina.
Intergalactic Police, please hold.
And where did Jocks get off to anyway? I haven't seen her since we got back.
Beats me. She's usually in a bad enough mood as it is. Having to be towed by the IGP probably didn't improve her disposition.
Yeah, no kidding. So you were saying?
It's like I've been telling you all along. Those Slipper Tech people are up to some pretty shifty stuff, and that's why Zynga's looking for them. They're his next raid.
What do they have that an intergalactic pirate would be interested enough in to go into a no-fly zone for? No one's allowed to go into that solar system until the humans are more developed. They're still too primitive to know about the rest of the galaxies.
Right, because space pirates are such sticklers for the rules, right? Zynga doesn't care about no-fly zones. Besides, now he has a DE, so he doesn't even have to risk it. He'll just hover at those coordinates in a dimension where there is no Earth, then he'll bounce in, do the raid, and bounce back out of the dimension before anyone knows what happened. Sure, there will be a few humans who report that they saw a UFO that magically disappeared. That always goes over well with the authorities.
You still haven't told me what's so important to him. I mean, Earth is just some backwater planet that can barely fly rockets.
Honestly, I'm not sure those Slipper Tech people are from around here.
You mean interdimensional?
It's the only explanation I can think of for what he's after.
And what's that?
A time machine.
Albie. You always tell the best stories. A time machine? Seriously? That's the best one I've heard in ages. Even school children know there's no such thing as time travel. Zynga's no fool. He's the most notorious pirate in the 12 latitudes. Why would he believe such nonsense?
Because I convinced him it was true.
And he bought it?
Not at first, no. But listen, I worked for those Slipper Tech guys. I saw it myself. This is no joke.
You can't be serious.
Dead serious. I'll tell you the same thing I told Zynga. We were stealing an interdimensional engine. Is it really that much harder to believe in time travel?
They're not even close to the same thing.
True enough, but I'm sure people said the same thing about the difference between intergalactic drives and interdimensional ones.
Well, the ones who know about them anyway. Information about other dimensions is strictly classified, unless you're a pirate, I suppose.
Look, Merc, I'm not yanking your chain here. I'm no scientist, so I can't tell you how it works, but trust me, there's an actual working time travel device on Earth, and the most notorious pirate around is going to get his hands on it unless you stop him. He's already got a DE, so he can bounce through dimensions. Imagine the trouble he'd cause if he could do the same thing with time.
As hard as all of this is to believe, at least you're right about that part. If there really is a time machine, he's the last person we'd want to have it.
He's planning on hitting them tomorrow. I can give you the coordinates and the time he'll be there, but you'll have to catch him by surprise or he'll be gone the moment he sees you.
How do you suggest we do that? It's not like we can have a fleet of IGP cruisers orbiting Earth. That would certainly cause some excitement with the locals.
Well, I just might be able to help you with that, if you keep your end of the deal, that is. No charges on this bust, right?
Right.
Okay. Well, you've heard of interdimensional engines. What about interdimensional cloaking?
Heard about it, but never been around any ship that had that tech.
You impounded my ship, right?
Of course.
Punch in the codes to release the docking clamps.
I never said anything about giving you your ship back.
You thought maybe, what, I'd just stick out my thumb and hitchhike home? Punch in the codes or no deal.
Fine. Give me a moment. Okay, done. What does this have to do with cloaking?
Hang on, let me send you the coordinates. Okay, be at those coordinates at that time. I'll be waiting, and trust me, no one will see either of us.
You have a cloak?
Only if we're off the record.
You never cease to impress, Albie. How many cruisers can you hide?
How many can you bring?
Perfect. Okay, you've got yourself a deal. And I'll deny this if you tell anybody, but, thanks.
Hey, we may be on the opposite side of things, but we go way back, Merc. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to be going.
Hang on, I'll get the door.
No need. Subcutaneous interdimensional transporter. Had it all along.
Subcutaneous interdimensional.
Embedded under the skin in my forearm. Comes in handy at times like these. Gotta run.
Pirates.
What was that? Don't give me that nonsense! I need this ship in top condition before tomorrow's raid. I'm leaving nothing to chance this time. And careful with that thing! Interdimensional engines are very tricky business. Don't try to install it or even turn it on. We need to take it to a specialist who has experience with these things. Just make sure our engines and weapons are ready to go. Yes, a time machine. No, my mother didn't drop me on my head as a small child. Everyone says time travel is impossible, but no one in this galaxy believes in other dimensions either. Well, except for the IGP. But that's only because they talk to the interdimensional police. I say the universe is a magical thing. If there are multiple dimensions, then I see no reason why there can't be time travel as well. Maybe so, but at least I have a mother. Doesn't your species marinate in a fungus or something like that? Incubate, my mistake. You got that right. You're about to be the richest fungus in the history of the 12 latitudes. Just think of it. I already have a DE. Once I can travel through time, there's nothing that can stop me. I'll be rich. I'll be immortal. I'll be the most famous pirate of all time. And if I'm not, I can bloody well go back and rewrite the history books. Now get those guns and engines ready to go. That's what you always say.
So how long are we gonna stay here? Can't we call a tow truck or something? I mean, those other ships got towed, so why can't we get towed? I mean, I guess the fact that we're a 3-bedroom house would make it harder to hook up, but they have attachments for that, right? Or maybe one of those pirate ships out there could give us a push. My old boyfriend used to have a car that we had to push to get started. Does that work on spaceships or houses? How do you pop a clutch on a house?
I don't know about all the other stuff she just said, but she's got a point about the pirate ships. We've been sitting here for hours. Maybe we can get some help?
Are you unfamiliar with what pirates do to defenseless ships that are just drifting in space? Or did they not teach you that in monkey mechanics school?
Okay, if you're so smart, then why haven't any of them attacked us?
Because they know who we are.
Who are we?
He hasn't heard the stories. Honestly, why hasn't anyone heard the stories? Luminatica Cassini runs the most well-known...
You mean notorious.
Right, the most notorious pirate crew in the 12 latitudes. No ship in their right mind is going to attack us.
Then why don't they help us?
Well, they're still pirates after all. They may be afraid of us, but that doesn't mean they're going to turn into humanitarians and try to do good deeds. Just be happy no one's shooting at us, because I'm not entirely sure our shields are in a good mood.
Now our shields are down? What next?
Oh, they're up. But the way this day is going, I wouldn't put much faith in anything, if you know what I mean.
Well, Cindy's right about one thing. We can't just sit here. Anyone have any ideas on how to get this thing moving again?
I'm still working on it, but I'm not encouraged by what I'm seeing. I can't decide whether I'm looking at a software virus in the engine systems, or if it just became a sentient being and went crazy all at the same time.
Crazy's not so bad. Marty always said that I'm crazy, but even if I am crazy, and for the record I'm almost positive that I'm not, being crazy hasn't been a problem for me, so how bad can it be for an engine? Do engines really go crazy?
Thank you for illustrating so clearly the current state of our engines.
That bad, huh?
Seriously, I'm trying every trick I know, but no matter what I fix, a new problem crops up somewhere else. And the end result is always the same. We have no engines.
What about that DE thingy? That's an engine, right? Can't we just turn that one on?
I've seen pocket calculators that have more memory capacity than you. Do you remember what happens every time that thing turns on? I'm not sure just sitting here is a bad thing in comparison.
Well, based on the state of the engines, I honestly don't think things could get any worse.
You just had to say it, didn't you?
Are you kidding me? They just towed her ship off a few hours ago. How did she get it fixed so quickly? Why can't we do repairs that fast?
Boss, I don't think this is really the best time for analyzing our damage control process.
Control? What about those shields? Will they hold if she starts shooting?
I'd love it if we didn't have to find out.
Fred, what about holographic projection. Is there any way you can trick her into thinking we disappeared?
That virus got into a lot of our systems. I wouldn't count on it.
Why is everyone so excited about this? Just fire up the dimensional transporter, send her engines and weapons into the middle of a nearby star, and that'll be that. What is the big deal? We have done this trick 1,000,000 times.
Despite your multitude of shortcomings, you do have your moments.
Why do you think I'm the first officer of this boat? Somebody's gotta keep a cool head in a crisis.
Great thinking, Navigator. Okay, Control, do it.
What the...
Guys?
Honestly. Now what?
I'm seeing it too, or should I say not seeing it?
What are you talking about?
Our interdimensional transporter is... gone.
Gone?
Missing. Absent without leave. Evolved to a higher plane of existence. Call it whatever you want, but it's simply not here.
How could our transporter just vanish?
Not vanished. Stolen!
You mean Jimmy? That's not terribly surprising, I suppose. He did steal the DE that we were trying to steal.
So how are we supposed to...
Move back to the scene. Power down and prepare to be boarded.
For full credits, a peek behind the scenes and more, be sure to visit the Way Better Than Fingers home on ChristopherDuncan.com.